Hey everyone, welcome to Toke 2. I hope you're taking a break. If you haven't got your puff already wrapped up, get to her now. Um, yeah, thanks for tuning in. How is everyone? Woohoo! Okay, I hit all the spots I was supposed to. I'm painting today. I don't know about you guys, but it's in my neck of the woods. It is really, really, really. Hey, Ron, how you doing? In my neck of the woods today, it's really, really, really warm. Super muggy. I'm in Georgian Bay, tiny township, Georgian Bay. That's Penetang, Midland, LaFontaine area. Um, and wow, what a week, right? So much happening, so much new stuff going on, so much going on around the globe, so much going on in my own environment. Uh, Today, I really needed a break. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been talking this week a lot on Green Irene's, there's my puff, on greenirene.ca. The blog post this week was about too much information or information overload because I think we're all to some degree experiencing that just in general by nature of having the internet. But with the news broadcast, with the activity going on around the globe, spark them up, guys, if you got them. Wrap. Oh, that is so nice. That is so nice. What's everybody else got on tap? So I'm enjoying chemo today. No, I'm not. That's not chemo. That is really good. Actually, that is pardon me. Master Kush. That's what that is. I knew it wasn't. So I'm going to do a little bit of painting today. I'm just taking a break. I've had a very, very busy week this weekend. So on Monday, I posted on greenirene.ca, Green Irene's THC website, an article dealing with information overload. Some tools and techniques that you can use to deal with it, certain things that you may want to do. Some people call it, infoxication. Some other people have called it, I've heard it called all kinds of things, but definitely it's affecting us in the wrong way. There's, a constant flow of information that's coming through in today's society, through the radio, through the television, through the internet, through our musical lyrics, through the conversations, the porch politics on Friday, all this sort of stuff. And it's a lot for our brains to absorb, despite the fact that our brains absorb approximately a petabyte of information every second. That is like, it's just instant. And we can really only remember about 7 things at a time, or concentrate or focus on absorb 7 pieces. So a petabyte of information comes at you and you can collect 7 of those bytes. That's it. That's it. So the rest of it is bypassing our critical faculties, going directly into the subconscious to be dealt with at a later time, which is why I think there are so many people suffering from sleep issues now. The brain still has a lot of work to do because it's absorbed so much information, so it's not going to go to sleep right away until it clears that whiteboard of information that it's absorbed throughout the day. Things like meditation, hypnosis. Hypnosis is a wonderful, incredible, amazing, fantastic tool that will help you create whatever change you want to make in your world. So I definitely, if you don't have someone in your neighborhood, yes, I do virtual hypnosis treatments, hypnotherapy. You can always book a call with me. New clients have to book a first-time call because there's an intake session. But the average person requires 2 to 3 appointments. That's it. And then that gives them enough information and experience to be able to do it for themselves. So helping you help you, that's what I do. And if you ever want to say thank you, you can always buy me a coffee at the co-fee/Green Irene's THC website. To those of you who have already bought me a coffee or two, let me say thank you. It keeps me going and it lets me know that, yeah, you're appreciating the work that I put out there. As well as those of you who do all that sharing and liking and you're here for my shows. I really appreciate the support. Double thumbs up. Thank you. So to rest and relax, one of the things I like to do, as some of you already know, is to paint. Now, as you can see, I got myself a new palette because I've been working on canvas again. I also got myself some new brushes once again, just because I use my other brushes, my beat up brushes and my destroyed paints, or the paints that are, you know, they've been around coagulated a little too long. I save those for working on rocks or on trees, on wood, that sort of thing. Master Kush, so good. I'm telling you guys, great strain for the day. I was actually enjoying a little bit of AK-47 earlier. You know, I really don't know what I want to do. But the great thing about meditation and using tools like painting, sketching, crafting, writing, it will help put you into a zone of meditative quality, worthy of meditative quality. So if you can, hit the dollar store, grab yourself some canvases, pick up some paints and a couple of brushes. For under $20, you can entertain yourself, go into a nice, beautiful meditative state multiple times. And really, it's about taking your paints, blending them together. And what I like to do is just let my hand and my thoughts go across the canvas. I love the feel of the paint coming off of the brush. I love the feel of the pencil, the lead as it gets scratches across the pad. These are things that, again, as I said, help put me into a meditative state. So the benefits and qualities of meditation are tremendous. Health, for your health, mind, body, spirit, confidence, just the helping to put you and keep you into a proper, strong mindset when you're dealing with all kinds of things like information overload. So what else is new, guys? As you know, I'm coming up soon with a meditation workshop that will be virtual, so you can do it from the privacy of your own home. It will be a free program. I'm looking very forward to it. That's starting in the fall. This week, what's new is tomorrow on fightfibro.ca, an amazing article talking about sensory overload. Now, tomorrow's article is specific to people who suffer from myeloencephalitis, which is a swelling of the brain or swelling of brain matter, that sort of thing, which it kind of goes hand in hand with fibro, as does chronic fatigue syndrome, as you're all aware. So chronic CFS, ME, and FM, being fibromyalgia, all kind of go hand in hand. They're really rather interlinked. That being said, sensory overload is very common among fibro patients, fibro sufferers, and a lot of autoimmune deficiency warriors express similar. So what is sensory overload? It is your brain's inability to filter the differences between pertinent information and non-pertinent information. So what happens is we see some of the things that'll trigger sensory, that'll trigger a flare. Bright or flashing lights, fluorescent lights are a big thing. Multiplicity of sounds. So for all intent purpose, smells, very strong aromas, tastes, citrusy, strong citrus, or faint, that your brain all of a sudden obsesses on trying to figure out what that flavor is. These are all hypersensitivities. So having a sensory overload is there's too much information coming into the brain, and the brain and body cannot process it. As a direct result, it shuts down. Now, I wrote this article because I experience this frequently, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to shop. It's also one of the reasons why I don't engage in a lot of large social activities where there's large groups or lots of noise. I can't focus on voices. It becomes very overwhelming for me. So it becomes a sensory overload issue. There are tools and techniques that you can use, such as neurolinguistic programming, as well as the hypnosis or self-hypnosis techniques. But really, when it comes right down to it, that'll help prevent you from having an actual all-out anxiety or panic attack as a direct result of the sensory overload. However, it will not reduce the amount of information that you're absorbing. So one of the things I've learned with NLP is how to turn the volume up or down. And that takes work, that takes practice. But again, most people that I've worked with, you can figure it out in 2 to 3 sessions. Hello, Michelle. It's great to see you. So yes, learning how to turn the volume of the noise or the intensity of the colors or the tactile. There are times where people with fibromyalgia or similar autoimmune deficiencies will have difficulty with clothing touching their skin. Personally, I cannot handle a fan. That stimulation against my skin, although very, very subtle, is far too much for my brain to process. And this happens with a lot of different people. So learning how to adapt your environment, change your environment. Some of the things are keeping your circle, your social circle, very small, so it's one-on-one or one-on-2 or 3 or 4 people at maximum without having the radio and the TV blaring behind me. So it's just their voices that I focus on. Really works well. Something I've just learned actually while talking to you guys today is this little ticker that goes, I don't know if you can see it, this little ticker that's going across the bottom is actually very distracting for me. And I'm finding my brain's going, what is that? What is that? What is that? So I now know what it is and it won't be on there again. That way I can stay focused a little bit longer. In your environment, I don't have background noise. I don't have, a lot of people turn the TV, especially people who live alone, turn the TV or the radio on for background noise. Remember, your brain is absorbing all of that information. So the news broadcast, I just flicked a B. So it says live. So that news, even though you're not paying attention to it, your subconscious is. It's absorbing it. It's saying it's here. It's in my environment. I'm taking it in. If you don't want to absorb that information or have to deal with the absorption of that information at a later point in time, which you will before you go to bed or once you fall asleep, you will deal with that information. Your brain is that efficient. Don't have it on in the background. I don't. I very purposefully don't. I'm pretty sure that having news playing in the background on a regular basis is part of what contributed to a stroke that I took several years ago. Hello, hello, hello. Now, Facebook user, I see, that's what I see. So I'm not sure who it is that's there, but hello, I'm glad you're here. That's so cool. I'm glad to see everybody here. I really do enjoy these Toke too. It's funny, somebody with sensory overload issues or who can be triggered by sensory overload into a full-fledged flare. Autism, I think autism, and I don't know, I might be speaking out of turn because I really don't understand a lot about autistic conditions, but I believe they have sensory overload as well. So basically, it's just too much information. The body just responds in a chaotic way. So knowing ahead of time that this could happen. So if I'm going to go to the beach, I know there's going to be a multitude of smells. There's going to be a crap load of sounds. Chances are buddy to the left of me might be playing some music that is entirely different than buddy to the right of me that's playing music. There's the sound of the waves or the surf coming in. There's the sound of people chattering and dogs barking and kids giggling and laughing and possibly even crying. There's all kinds of noises, all kinds of stimuli, correct? When there is that much stimuli around, I prepare. And I do that by planting a couple of radios in my brain. Through hypnosis, I go down into the cellar of my administration center underneath the computer. And yes, guys, I'm doing this in a hypnotic state, okay? But I do pre-plan for this. And while I'm there, I set up a couple of old-fashioned radios. Remember the 57 Bel Air? Remember the little knobs inside on those radios? Sorry, that's where I picture it to be. Anyway, that's my image. And I go down and I set them, and so that I know that this one, the volume is for sound. This one, the volume, and it has different knobs. It's got one on the top and one on the bottom, and that is for colors or pictures. Then I have yet another one after that, and that other one after that is typically one that kind of has a balancer. This is in my brain, of course. So how you make this in your brain is entirely up to you. But I'll make a balancer there, and that balancer is for the physical sensations that I'm going to feel. All of the different tactile sensations or stimuli. That means the wind, the breeze, the hot sun, the cold water, the hot sand, the textures of the sand, maybe a rock, maybe a little bit of seaweed, and it's not seaweed, but kelp coming up. All of this, if I am pre-prepared, is that actually a word? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to keep using it for now until I figure out if it's actually a word. As long as I prepare ahead of time. My joint's almost done. As long as I prepare ahead of time, I can handle those things because I have those volumes. So what I will do while I'm at the beach, if all of a sudden I feel the sensation, you learn that with NLP. What is the moment before you start to get triggered that you can't pull back? So I will recognize ahead. Oh, I'm starting to get a little bit. I have different notifications that show up for me. And I will take 3 deep breaths. And when I take those deep breaths, it is very important for me and many others I've learned to make sure you sound out that exhale. That first one is, I need to breathe. Okay, now I'm going to get up and go to the water. As I'm walking to the water, I'll take a second breath. So I don't make a big scene or event of this. In fact, most people that haven't known me historically or don't follow me online were surprised to find out that I actually battle a chronic disease on a regular basis. I've also recently learned that a lot of people were surprised to find out that I'm a registered hypnotherapist. I'm also a trained neurolinguistic programmer. And yes, I'm a cannabinoid therapy specialist. So I'm not just your local pothead on the corner. And I know it seems like everything about me is weed, and it's Weedy Wednesday. And there are times throughout my day or throughout my week or throughout my season or my year that, I go a little bit not overboard, but a little excessive enjoyment. Harvest season is one of them, uncanning those after they've been curing and smelling that wonderful aroma and testing them all. Karma Cup was one of the ones in which I will really genuinely super indulge. Unfortunately, Karma Cup is not going to take place this year in life. I'm not using the right terms here. Let's try that again. Karma Cup is on, but it will be virtual. It will not be in person because in person has been canceled. I'm telling you, there are a lot of disappointments this year and lost, and even the year before that on a personal level. But disappointment is part of our realities, and I think it's important to look for the positives. So once again, to my friend Glenn, I want to thank you for posting your daily gratitude posts. They're much appreciated, and it reminds me, even though I don't add to them, it reminds me to look around and find something that I'm grateful for in the day. So what's new, my friends? Because I think our time is nearly up. I know I'm not going to, well, I guess I can like that one more time, can't I? I put it out again. Yeah, you know what? I talk too much. You know how many lighters are gone through because of relighting them on such a regular basis? I'm going to finish my painting before my break is over today. I'll post a picture of it later. And then I'm going back to my studies. Again, check out fightfibro.ca tomorrow. There is going to be the article on sensory overload is it's one I'm very proud of. I think because I was so involved in writing it, like I recognized the steps as I was going, and it helped me, which tells me that yes, it will help you. Check it out. And if you want any help with those sorts of things, I mean, if it's a 5 to 15-minute phone call or something in which I can, give you a couple of tips or suggestions of things you can try on your own, and that works for you, that is fantastic for me. You know what, to see someone take control and power over the quality of their life and not allow their happiness or experiences to be held hostage by a dis-ease within their mind, body, or soul, you know what greater achievement than that is? And you know what? It kind of makes what I went through worth it, right? On that note, guys, thanks for tuning in for a Toke at 2, taking a break with me, finding out what's new. Friday, don't forget, live Q&A. Oh my God, you people are wonderful. Thank you so much for all of the amazing questions that have been coming in about fibromyalgia specifically, as well as just health and wellness in general and using NLP, hypnosis, and cannabis as a therapy. I really do appreciate the questions. Keep them coming. I can't get to all of them all of the time, but I can guarantee you that I will answer them in a roundabout way sooner or later, somehow. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Find me at greenirene.ca. Find me at fightfibro.ca. Find me here on social media, either YouTube or Facebook. I've got a couple of pages. I've got a personal profile. And there's the group Green Irene's THC, which you're already here. And thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you next week, once again, at a Toke for 2 when we take a bud break. Ciao for now.